I had so much fun making this, the composition book cover, that I decided just to do some fabric Stitches by Julia. I think it's where I got this inspiration, and I'll put the link in the description below. So these pieces that I have laid out, just a plain piece of black fabric, and then I've got these like Tim Holtz pieces, and our quilt shop was going out of business, and some of these I bought before she started going out of business. But anyway, so I thought I'd put those on there. And then I have just a handful of like colorful bits and pieces of stuff, and so I thought I would put some of there's some like retro fabrics, and I thought I would maybe throw a little bit of those in there, and I may just cut those down just a little bit, but I'm going to start off with a few of those pieces. I decided that this is way too big for me to work on right now, so I took some of my some of my favorite pieces and put them on this just a smaller piece of fabric, and I've pinned it all down. And the other thing was like, what would I do with all of those pins? So anyway, and since I'm not using Salvy to lay it on top of everything, I'm still just kind of like, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and take it to the sewing machine and do some free motion quilting on it. I changed out my presser foot for the free motion foot. It's got a little space underneath it, so I can just kind of move things around. And I have decided I'm going to stitch with white thread. The presser foot is already down, and the feed dogs, I've dropped my feed dogs. So I'm ready to go. That feels so strange. I'll watch across my pins. I'm still on free motion, but I've set my machine to a couple of decorative stitches. So we'll just see how they do. Okay, so I think I like that. Trim off some of my threads, and I am going to work this into another project and then do some little embellishments on top of it. I have had so much fun making these. I found some leather that I had. It wasn't no jacket or anything. I have a jacket someplace. But anyway, so I just cut some of my little snips of the free motion quilted things, and I added that to a piece of drop cloth and a little piece of eyelet lace, and there's a little Tim Holtz charm there. And then this one, it was on the edge of the piece of leather, so it's got a little angle cut and just a piece of lace, and I used some distress ink to turn it turquoise. And then I've just got some pieces of torn scarf and some really neat yarns that I've laced through there, a little old button, and then a little ball pin. I think that's what they call those. I'm not sure what they call those. This one with a piece of button trim. I bought that trim in a quilt shop in Weatherford. And then this was salvaged off of a necklace. Added the little thing there. That's a piece of from my pants, whenever I did the pants that had the old calendar towel on there. There was a little piece of that was left. This one, there's a piece of just some scraps of vintage fringe. I don't know how vintage. It's just jewel tone. It couldn't be that. It may not be that vintage. But anyway, a button and then a little piece of lace. And then the Dream As If You Will Live Forever. Another little pin with some little dangles hanging on there. And then this one. This was, I don't know. It was a whole necklace piece. And it's got all these little bead stuff, buttons, things that are underneath. They're stitched on. I didn't unstitch them. I just stitched this over the top. And I glued it, and then I stitched it with like a little raggedy, it's not exactly a blanket stitch, just kind of a little raggedy stitch. And it says, "What lies before us and what lies behind us are small compared to what lies within us." Anyway, and this one I just put on just a single little piece of leather and put a little piece of sparkly trim. Glued that in there, covered up the back of where all the stitching was. Anyway, these were just so much fun. And if you've enjoyed my video, please subscribe and give me a little thumbs up. Ta-da! There it is. And hey, I will see you next time. Bye.